What's up, guys? With the release of Sable Eye, we also got a balance patch, and there's something in it that could be very scary. I'm not too opposed to this change, but also let me explain why this could be an issue, and that is RAYQUAZA. RAYQUAZA's shield got increased, the extra damage you gain from RAYQUAZA's shield got increased, and you also have faster scoring. Now, there's multiple things. I don't think that's too bad of a change. The only problem is that RAYQUAZA just lost a lot of HP in one patch, and it's way too easy to take, right? If they make RAYQUAZA harder to take, and the reward of it a bit greater, I think it's totally fine, because sometimes I feel like you literally cannot score anyways with RAYQUAZA shield, so it feels a bit weird. There's certain games where you're stomping your opponents the entire match, you get RAYQUAZA, and the shield dies so fast you can't even do anything with it. You actually die trying to score, and then the enemies like counter push, and then they actually score and still win somehow. I've had some very weird scenarios with it, but I do think, we don't want ZAPDOS back, right? This kind of feels like we're bringing slowly ZAPDOS back, and ZAPDOS was also obviously very bad for the game. So I just wish if they, I'm fine with this change if they made RAYQUAZA tankier again, right? That would have been very nice, but sadly, I don't see anything in it. We just have increased value of the shield by a lot, increased damage, 60% extra damage by having the shield, which is absolutely massive. You already saw me on the test server, I did like 4,500 damage with the Urshifu, punch ability. It was absolutely crazy, one-shotting people with it. And then also faster scoring, 75%. So it's almost, at this point it's almost instant again, right? So let's go over the other things in this patch. Blastoise is getting an auto tech buff. Sure, I guess, and Surf is getting a 1 second cooldown. I don't know if this is going to change too much, but obviously you can maybe try some Surf Hydro Pump again. We have a Gardevoir special attack buff by a good amount, but I'm not sure if this is going to really fix Gardevoir's issues, right? Gardevoir has a lot of problems on this map. And in this meta, there's just too many things to just jump you. But maybe this could be, this could, has the highest special attack in the game now again. Gardevoir is the queen of special attack. But I don't know if this is gonna be just all too much. But we have more changes as well. Confusion is getting an early game buff, so maybe we can finally lane with it and last it with Confusion. If that is a change, if this right here can make lane Gardevoir viable, because Confusion does maybe enough damage now to last it, honestly, could be quite fine. And we also have a Psychic buff. I personally prefer Psychic much more than Moonblast, because it does so much more damage. It has lower cooldown, it's much more spammable. Obviously, Moonblast is very good, right? But I always prefer Psychic. I thought it was more fun too. And it's getting a buff, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. Maybe some lane Gardevoir. And then we also have a Unite move buff. This is probably one of the biggest ones, right? From 120 to 100. So that is a big buff on the Unite move. Makes it hopefully much more spammable. Then we have Slowbro is getting a lot of more defense and special defense. That's quite nice. And Telekinesis is also getting a 1.5 second cooldown. So we can try some tank Slowbro. Assume you always be like level 12 to 13, right? That's what you end up the game with. So in the last team fight, 40 more special defense and around 40 more defense. And it's not bad. I'm not sure how much it's going to matter, but obviously being a bit tankier. Early game, not really too much, right? But after you evolve, it is decently getting bigger after leveling up. Then we have Sylveon. Oh, this is scary. They're buffing Mystical Fire. I don't want the horrors of Mystical Fire's release Sylveon to come back. But yeah, so they're buffing Mystical Fire, base damage, and they're also buffing Draining Kiss by 1 second. And Draining Kiss healing too. And the upgrade of Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss is one of the worst moves in the entire game. It is so horrendous how bad this move is. So maybe, I don't know if this is enough, but maybe. So yeah, that's quite interesting. It's always scary when they buff, hits that can't be missed, because then they can become very oppressive. That's why I always have to be careful, when you buff things like Mystical Fire, Stored Power, Glaceon moves. If you buff those kind of things, you have to be very careful. Mr. Mime is getting another nerf, so I'm a bit sad, but honestly, it's probably deserved. Now that stunned, if you stun someone with Confusion on a power swap, it does almost no damage anymore. It just does no damage. You can see it right here. 40 less special attack. So even special attack items are kind of bad in this build now. Even though I think it still makes guard swap or power swap heal a good amount. And a 90 damage nerf as well on the base damage. And also less per level. So this got absolutely gutted. And the +2. +2, this is an insane nerf to power swap and Confusion, Mr. Mime. So maybe Barrier Mime is actually going to be the best thing now. It could be. Honestly, Barrier Mime might just be better now. We shall see. Unless you still play Power Swap and put it on your allies, just don't care about Confusion, on the Power Swap target, it's still fine, right? As long as you Power Swap an ally, and you just confuse people into wards, the damage is still the same, right? So then we're getting more Mew nerfs, which is also deserved. Less special attack. Less special attack every single level looks decent, and also Mew's boosted auto attack gets another nerf, which is fair. And Synchronize is also getting a nerf by 5% on the move speed to allies and Mew. I mean, I don't think it should even give move speed, let's be honest. I don't know why this gives move speed, this ability. So if you switch your moves out, everyone gets move speed for some reason. Yeah. Each time Mew uses a move, you and your allies have their move speed increased. I just don't think that's reasonable. But yeah, makes Mew just insane. And then we have a boost auto attack nerf is good. Then we also have Dodrio nerfs, the tri-attack damage is getting nerfed, and we also have damage on the basics. I guess on the basic after tri-attacking also getting nerfed by a good amount, which is also fair. It is so broken how much damage it does. Last patch was a bit of a joke. They literally only touched healing, even though it did a crazy amount of damage. So they're also touching the damage part, which is very needed. Then we have some Clefable buffs. Clefable is way too squishy. You can see, I think these defense stats look so low still. For someone that has to kind of be melee sometimes. I know why this Pokemon is so squishy. Look at this, right? Let's look at Slowbro. Slowbro level 10 has like 263 defense now. And it's only almost half of what Slowbro has. Of course, Slowbro is the defender. But Clefable, if they want you to make like Draining Kiss, or what's the where she jumps in, how's it called? The move where she jumps in and taunts people around Clefable. As long as that, if they want that to make a thing, they have to make Clefable so much tankier. Like, this Pokemon just dies so fast, it's crazy. You can't jump into your opponents. Gravity as well. All of those moves kind of force you to go into your enemies, right? So you can't be the squishy. You're melee support. Not sure if this is going to be enough. But Draining Kiss is also getting a buff in damage. And Follow Me. It's called Follow Me. Follow Me is also getting a bigger shield. So they're trying to make it better. But I think this doesn't fix the problem that Draining Kiss doesn't heal. Like, Draining Kiss always has to heal Clefable at least a certain amount. Otherwise, it's just gonna be terrible for forever. Like, it has to heal yourself. If an ally is around and you do Draining Kiss, the ally gets healed, you die. That's just very bad. And Unite move, Hydro, they're actually buffing the Hydro Pump of the Unite move. Okay, sure. And then for the last thing, we have Zoroark. We have a Feint Attack buff. Yeah, sure. The leap is getting the leap is the last part of it. And the damage is getting buffed from Feint Attack, so maybe it's time to try some Feint Attack. And then we also have Night Slash nerfed by 2-second cooldown, and the upgrade is still, also 2 seconds. Okay. I think that's fair. I don't know if that's going to change too much, we shall see. I know Night Slash had a bug, I'm not sure if the bug got fixed. I don't even know how the bug happened to begin with. So I don't know how that's going to matter. But yeah, this is going to be very scary. We also, sadly, I think, this has here added stacking counter. I think that's not in the game yet. I watched someone earlier. Doesn't seem like it's in the game yet. And then emblem set to get sticky to a Pokemon. I hope this is in the game. That would be very nice. So when you have an emblem set to a Pokemon now, it's going to stick to the Pokemon. You don't have to change it every single time. That would be great. The only thing I'm missing is, sadly, I was hoping the new items are in this, but the new items are sadly not in this patch yet. So I guess they come with like a big patch on the new season, which is in like 2 weeks, right? So probably going to be patient until the new season starts. Anyways, let me know what you think about this Balance patch, and thank you guys for watching.